UFC 313 is over, and I'm here with the results. And we had a good betting day. I believe we ended up around 3 units over. I'll take it. I haven't done the math, but roughly 3 units over. That's always good. And again, those bets are exclusive bets for my Instagram subscribers. But those of you who saw my prediction video, we went 8 for 10. I hope it would have been 10 for 12, but 2 fights got canceled for UFC 313. But you don't want to hear that. Let's get right to it, guys. Early prelims, starting off the fights. Jordan Santos versus Ozzy Diaz. Guys, a clear robbery. Jordan Santos clearly pushed the pace, won the first 2 rounds. Ozzy Diaz has a very successful 3rd round. Somehow, he wins a unanimous decision, 29-28 win. Absolutely disgusting. And I believe it was unanimous decision. But we're moving quick through these. I really don't care. The Chris Gutierrez fight canceled. Alex Morono, Carlos Leal. I was scared of that fight with the bet to finish within the distance. Carlos Leal was like a minus 800 favorite at one point. He finished Alex Morono within 1 round. I told you, as soon as Alex Morono starts throwing, spinning shit, it's over. It was over. We move forward. Bruno Ferreira. I said round 1, Bruno Ferreira takes a knockout. Armin Petrosian is lives round 2 and 3. And then I said, but be careful because Bruno Ferreira can grapple. Bruno Ferreira is a black belt. And you know what happened? He got Armin Petrosian to the ground in round 2. And he got an armbar. And Armin Petrosian tapped. And it was over. And that is fantastic. That's our first underdog of the night. And the other thing I'll say is I want to give credit to Mark Smith. Armin Petrosian had 2 fouls in the first round. And he got a point deducted. And I can't remember the last time that happened. So kudos to Mark Smith. Joshua Van, Ray Saruya. Ray Saruya shot like 21 takedowns. I think he had 4 at the end. And at one point, he had kind of a scary submission going on. But Joshua Van just doing a great job getting back to his feet. Proved he's a durable guy. The volume per usual. The threat per usual. I don't think he could finish anybody, but he's my guy for decisions. A lot of people like this new cycle parlay. People are doing 1 decision, 1 knockout, 1 sub. Go Joshua Van for the decision. It's going to happen more than likely it'll happen. All right. Now for the good stuff, what you've been waiting for. Guys, let's talk about ESPN Plus for a second. How unreliable, how ridiculous, and how disgusting it is that we're not only getting charged $89 for a pay-per-view, but it's not going to work. I got to be honest with you. I got access to this fight after 2 fights. So I had to rewatch the first 2 fights through other streaming services or replays on social media, not streaming services, social media, people who were just posting it. But I can't talk much about the first 2 fights. Mauricio Ruffy, an insane spinning heel kick. The last one I remember is Edson Barbosa. That's the memorable one we all like to talk about. I saw the clip. It almost looked like he didn't even hit Bobby Green. I can't tell you much about that fight, but it ends like that. We won money because of it. Mauricio Ruffy, first round KO. He's back on track. Because I'll be honest with you, the Yontop fight set him back a little bit just because he threw the kitchen sink at him and Yontop wouldn't go. Amanda Lemos, the veteran, I mean, I don't know what happened, but she won in decision. I'll tell you more, but you don't want to hear it. Jalen Turner, Ignacio Bahamondes. I was worried about this fight. I did pick Ignacio Bahamondes. I didn't put any money down, and I did have a parlay where that fight wouldn't go the distance. Guys, round number 1, both of these guys are getting active. Jalen Turner takes him down. Bahamondes is on his back, and somehow he starts fishing for everything. He starts fishing for a triangle. He starts fishing for all sorts of shit. Ultimately, he makes Jalen Turner tap out and retire. Ignacio Bahamondes gets a submission first round win against Jalen Turner. It was great. It was fantastic. I'm very proud of it. And now we get to talk about the good stuff. Guys, first off, Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. I said so much about this. The main topics were Justin Gaethje's coming off that crazy knockout against Max Holloway. And then everybody was focusing on that so heavily that I said, what about the injury to Rafael Fiziev's knee, where it basically blew up against Gamrot, and he took 2 years off. Like, does nobody consider this? So when I saw Justin Gaethje as a plus 130 underdog, I took it on Monday, and I gave it to all my subscribers, and I kept it there. And I'm not going to lie, in the first round, I was a little concerned because Rafael Fiziev at a point took Justin Gaethje down twice, and he looked like he had a live sub going on. And I was like, oh shit, is he going to put out Justin Gaethje in the first round? And I was concerned. Round 2 comes in, and Justin Gaethje starts going after it. And Rafael Fiziev at one point looked injured. I'm not going to lie. I think there was a kick there that kind of damaged him. And now I'm sure all that news will come out. But he looked like he fucked up his foot, and the commentary was talking about it. But Justin Gaethje knocked him down, and I was a little upset because Justin Gaethje at that point should have let him up, but he was just hitting him in the head as he was on top of him, and nothing was really happening. We go into round 3, and I got to be honest with you, for about 2 minutes, Rafael Fiziev was controlling the round. But then Justin Gaethje kind of, went into fourth gear, and he started controlling the round, and I think he started landing the damaging blows, and he ultimately finished the fight, leading the fight. So it was a clear decision win for him. He wins unanimous decision, 29-28. Gaethje's back on the W column. I think there's not a single person who's not happy about that, unless you bet a lot of money on Fiziev. But there's not an MMA fan I know who doesn't love to see Justin Gaethje win, especially coming off that tough loss. Now, the fight of the evening, main event, guys. Yes, it's true and new. I don't know why my voice cracked there. And new light heavyweight champion of the world, guys. I did call it Magomed Ankalaev. The only thing I didn't think we'd make it 5 rounds, and we did. And Magomed Ankalaev wins a unanimous decision. But there's a few things I want to talk about. Alex Pereira, number 1, did not look like himself coming out of that tunnel. I said that, and the only 2 people who could attest to it is my wife and my mom, because we were watching the fights together, so it's not fair. But I was like, this guy looks a little off today. And he went in there, he had the stare down. It was super intimidating. It was good, but something was off. First round, the leg kicks start flying for Alex Pereira, and he kicked like 3 in a row that landed, and I was like, oh man, Magomed looks like crap. He has to start checking him. But somewhere in round number 2, Ankalaev just starts pushing the pressure, and he's pushing forward. He's landing leg kicks. He's landing some good exchanges. And actually, at the end of the second round, he wobbles Alex Pereira, and now I'm feeling like a king. I'm like, I got this figured out, because Magomed Ankalaev definitely figured out Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira was moving backwards the whole fight. It was only probably 30 seconds combined in the whole fight. I'm selling him short, maybe 2 minutes combined, where he was moving forward. Magomed Ankalaev was pushing the pace. Alex Pereira was looking like he was extremely respectful of the tools that Magomed Ankalaev had. And one thing that Magomed Ankalaev did very well, and if you look back, is at his hip line, he would dip his back really well. And every time he did that, the feint of the takedown, that little drop and the change in level, really, Alex Pereira reacted every time. Alex Pereira kept moving back because he really respected it. And I want to give kudos to Alex Pereira because he defended every single takedown there was in this fight. The 4th round, Magomed Ankalaev won that round because he controlled Alex Pereira up against the cage. And I'll be honest with you, there was a point where I texted one of my friends because Magomed Ankalaev in the 4th round, I believe it was holding Alex up against the cage, and he was active. I mean, he wasn't looking for a takedown, but he was striking, and Mark Goddard separated him. And I said, that only happened because it's Alex Pereira. Because if you ask me, the UFC did not want Magomed to win tonight. The UFC wants Alex Pereira to be champion. So I said, oh man, nobody else separates that because the clinch was only like a minute long. He was active. I thought it was bullshit. But Magomed got after it. Round 4, same thing. And throughout the rest of the fight, Magomed Ankalaev did a great job of mixing up his leg kicks, his feints, his punches, his jabs. When he would rush in, he had really nice combinations. And I don't know why, but Alex Pereira did not look like himself tonight. He kind of looked frozen. And I don't want to discredit Magomed Ankalaev. I don't want to just say Alex Pereira was off. I think Alex Pereira respected Magomed Ankalaev and knew how much of a threat he was. And because of that, here we are. And our new light heavyweight champion is Magomed Ankalaev. It's absolutely insane. I can and can't believe it, but it actually happened. I'm kind of torn because I really love Alex Pereira, but I did pick Magomed Ankalaev to win, so I feel good about it. I feel good that my subscribers won tonight. And yeah, that's my video, guys. Weird night. ESPN Plus sucks. The UFC has to check that. Dana White, I can't wait to hear from him. I know you're listening to the post-fight press conference, guys, but we did great. 80% on our fights, and all these were toss-ups. I don't want to hear it. Be sure to subscribe. I appreciate all the support always. Have a good one.